Hello, welcome to McBoss Capital channel. My name is Michael Chu. This video, we're gonna go through my growth stocks list for the week and see how it ends. And then, yeah, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Engagement is good on YouTube, so thank you so much. So for this screen right here is where I track the IBD signal. Basically, we are in market correction with allocation 0 to 20%, which means pretty much you shouldn't be investing too much at this point. We don't know if the market could take another tumble and or even crash, right? Some of the mentioned 1987 crash could happen due to uncertainties. It really depends what will happen going forward. We have the Ukraine war still going on and don't know what will happen there. And we have the tariff news that are just everywhere, impacting many countries right now. And then we also have the Doge department cutting lots of jobs, which will make the unemployment rise, and we are seeing that happening. So we talk about some of those in my main market recap video. If you haven't watched that, please go watch that. In this video, we're going to mainly talk about the growth stocks list that I follow. So in terms of the behavior of this week, from the stocks we follow here, we see lots of distribution. I mean, 900, 900, 500, 800, 600 versus we are picking up on accumulation, so 60, 150, 160 to 253. So we did improve slightly on Friday. It is still 1 to like 3 ratio, right? Then we have industry groups. Again, we're seeing hundreds or over hundreds that are being distributed, and then we're seeing like rising improvement on the accumulation side on industry groups as well. Going into the main sectors, technology, we are seeing negative across the board. Retail, same thing. Industrial, similar. Health, yep, same thing. Commodities, energy, same thing. And financials, probably taking the brunt of the selling this week as well. So overall, like, it did improve by Friday, but still, we still see lots of selling this whole week. In terms of my stock list, we're seeing 41 uptrend right now, out of 350, 60 stocks here. 19 in near within 1% of their short-term moving average, and downtrend below that moving average is 312. So this is still pretty bad numbers here. We're seeing some still in an uptrend, 41 stocks. In terms of new highs, we are barely seeing any new highs now, like in the single digits even this week. So not very good. So here's the list. For those who haven't seen this, again, this is the uptrend, downtrend volume, and within 1% of the 1021 day moving average. Here's the date column where it shows if it make a high intraday high during that day in this time frame. The time frame I have selected is based on January 10, which is basically before most of the earnings start for this recent quarter. Obviously, we are near the end of the quarter now. We are March, 7, and now. So within another 2-3 weeks, like we are starting new earnings season again for some stuff that are delayed. That's going to be reporting. So we have Baba. Baba is still at the top right here. This one performed really well recently. Chinese stocks are probably one of the areas that are still doing well overall. So here's Baba. It went up really strong here. Too bad I missed this right here. This was a nice breakout, tight handle, and then it just took off, right? And then we went quite extreme here. We have this 1 day bar that went up a lot, and then we pull back the next day, and then it bounced very quickly, and then it shakes out another time, and then now we finally come back again, right? So we have this W-shaped pullback, and now it's taking off again. So I did take a trade on Friday here. It would be nicer if I took a trade right there on that day, Wednesday. We'll see what happens, if this can continue. If it does break, my stop line is right here, so hopefully not too bad. So we'll see what happens. But this is number one on the list. So again, Chinese stocks are holding up better than others. We'll see what happens. Next one, RKT is a stock that really that's showing lots of strength lately. Here's the chart right here. We have this huge downtrend, rocket mortgages, right? And now it's starting to climb. And if you look at the right side of this huge consolidation, and coming back on the right side, look at how it's trading really tight, right? And then it does pull back, and you can see here it tests the 50-day red line a couple times actually. And then after that, it climbs above the 10-day, and then now it's pulling back to just the 1021 day, which is very tight as well. Then we had another pullback here once more, and then it took off. Now we're sitting at the 10-day. Here's the last time we tested 10-day. So now we are going above the 200-day now, and it was a very powerful move actually on Friday. So I have taken, 3 positions so far. I'm pretty aggressive with this one just because of this pattern. Like we are seeing lots of momentum in this stock, and look at the volume starting to rise, and look at the selling volume. They're all under the previous day's buying volume, right? So it means no one wants to give up this stock yet. Now this is in the $15 range, so it could be more volatile, right? Like you wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow you see a 10% drop on this stock. So just beware of that. But like I said, it has shown itself as a leader right now in terms of its momentum. So it did have a nice run here. You can see I traded here, make some money, and then I tried a couple of times here as well. So and then now we're going through a big correction, and now we're trying to come back. And right now it looks like the 10-day slope is like accelerating. This is a pretty steep slope, and it's probably hard to find another stock chart that looks like this right now. So yeah. So next we have another Chinese stock, Futu, and we also have BILI. Here's Futu. Went through a huge correction. We have a previous uptrend right here, and then we went on this run right here, and was able to get some trades going here, and then another one from here to here. And then it started to pull back. It fell on this high breakout on the top here. It fell on that. So let me refresh. So what we've seen so far is we have this pullback, then we tried to bounce, but it just didn't last much longer, and it went to a newer low right here. Then we're bouncing right now. So far it has pulled back to the 10-day once more. So the question is it gonna bounce here and then go for this, top again? So that'll be the next thing to watch. Here's BILI. I do have this right now. Also have a previous uptrend, and then went to this huge correction, and then from here it went up above the 50-day line, red line, and it was able to work here. And the volume, you can see the volume is rising as it's very volatile. I was trading during that time, very volatile. I had to take partial profit, otherwise I wouldn't have make up those gains because it gave back so fast. Then I tried another couple of times here, it failed. But right now, this time right here, it seems to have worked, and it has gone up pretty fast now in 3 days. So we are near the top of this range. We have crossed above it, and we have closed above it. So hopefully this will give it even more momentum. And right now the slope is pretty strong, like it's 65-degree angle, almost 68 degree. So let's see how this stock will behave going forward. Whether it'll do a climax run again, that's possible, or if it's gonna just pull back slightly and let the 10 days catch up and then bounce again, and then let the 10-day catch up and bounce again. That's also possible. So I'm mostly going to skip all the downtrend ones. If you want to follow them, please feel free to look at them, because they're still under the downtrend line. I usually don't want to even focus on those. But here we have OKTA. It is in an uptrend, but it's pulling back a little bit. So look at that. Yum. This one is making new highs. Very powerful rally right now. I mean, I just missed this. I feel so bad about it. And I just didn't really jump into it because the market was weak. But now that I feel like yeah, I feel like the market may turn soon. I want to take some smaller pilot position to test the market. But this one is just relentless going up. You can see the slope is just insane. Yum brands. This is KFC, I believe, and other brands as well. Pizza Hut, Taco Bell. Earnings are pretty stable. Low teens here. Sales, although, are going down, growth. But this chart, look at this weekly chart. I mean, is it near overdone? Maybe it's getting towards the 20% mark here from the traditional buyout. So that will be a good profit zone. That's why they have that green bar here. That's what IBD usually follow in terms of profit taking. But it is definitely too late to get in now, I feel, especially now it's so extended from the 10-day. So generally when it does extend it from the 10-day, like in the initial breakout, obviously the extension can be bigger, but as time goes on, once the rally is more obvious, the extension could usually be a intermediate top or short-term top. Next stock is XC. It also pulled back a little bit, but it's still in the uptrend. YMM, that's a Chinese stock. So I do like this pattern a little bit. It's not ideal, but it can work. So it tried to break out from this cup pattern, but it kind of fell, right? Like, it got a high right there, but it really fell. Now it fell back to the 50-day, and it has found support 50-day many times. And then this here actually, didn't want to go below the 50-day. And then the earnings came out, and that's what it was waiting for, the earnings, and then boom, it went up and make new high. So now it's back on an uptrend, and the 10-day slope is strong. So Friday, you can see, even though the volume is starting to come in on the sell side, but you can see two things. One is lower than previous day. Second, it's actually closing in the middle range. So it just doesn't want to come back down to the green line. So that's a good sign. So I do have a position in this right now. Next, you will see WPM, gold stock here. AGI, AU is also here. So those are doing pretty well. So you can see WPM here within precious metals and making new highs. And the slope right now on the 10-day looks like this. It did kind of fall back to the lows of the trading range on Friday, but nonetheless, it's still in an uptrend. So we'll see what happens next week. It's trading pretty tight, this stock, so it looks pretty good, and it's making new highs and higher lows. So AGI also did make a new high on Friday, but it did reverse to close near the bottom of the range. So that's usually not the best sign. We do see volume coming in. So right now the 10-day slope looks like this. We'll see what happens if we can hold above the 10-day. AU is probably a weaker one. You can see it pull back pretty strong right here, and then but the same thing that's happened on the downside now is bouncing back really strong. Like the channel line on the lows are this slope right here. That's pretty insane. So also it made a new high on Friday, but it just reversed as well. So the good thing here on the volume trace here, we see that there's much more blue volume above average than there's not even one that's above average on the downside on the red. Next we have Chris in the biotech within 1% of moving average. PLMR, this insurance diversifier still in the uptrend. With ABT, this one also within moving average 1%. We have another Chinese stock ATAT. This one is within 1% of moving average. Kind of pulled back a little bit. HCI in the insurance is actually still in uptrend. Monster Drink also up in the uptrend, pulling back slightly. NFG, this is still in the downtrend. Next we have TIGO in telecom service foreign, and HEI in aerospace defense. So TIGO here is Millicom International Cellular. We have this long trend line right here on the highs, and it fell, right here, and then it came back down really right away on the earnings news as well. Then from there, it actually bounced off the 200-day moving average, which is the black line. Then it started to move up really quick, and I took a position right here as soon as it crossed this line. Um, you know, I don't know if this will work longer term, but at least right now the slope looks pretty good on the 10-day moving average. It looks like it's over 45-degree angle. The volume continued to come in on the buy side, and this is good. Like volume coming in on the breakout is also a good sign. Like the reversal is not good, but overall it's still a positive day. So we will see what happens in the next coming days, whether it can hold this level or not. Because the last time it reversed, it didn't do well, right? So we'll see if it can hold and then just bounce off and break out cleanly this time. On to HEI, this one also have a strong earnings gap up, and it's been holding strong. You don't find this chart quite a bit right now because most stocks are in a downtrend, but this is one that is holding up after the earnings. And you can see so far it just doesn't want to come back down to the 10-day. This is where my stop is right now. It's looking really good. If it does bounce, I'll probably add to it. So we also have BMRN in a break, making new highs in the biotech. MLNK in the computer software financial also making new high. ERIE is still in an uptrend insurance broker. ROPE and FNF, both of them within 1% of moving average. ECL also within 1%. We have Rango also up in an uptrend right now, the gold stock. SGML in an uptrend, it's pulling back slightly. CSGP, this is commercial service market research. So this chart, it hasn't done much for a long time now, and you can see the 200-day has been issues before. So right now, if I draw an uptrend upper channel line, we broke that. So that's one thing. And then we did bounce off the 200-day right here on Friday. So we come up and then we fell back below, like we fell to that line and we bounced back. And not only that, we closed at a new recent high right here. So this is very productive, I think. Like yeah. So I do have a position in this. We have HAE in medical system equipment in the uptrend. NTES, another Chinese gaming stock here within 1% moving average. We also have SITM. So I talked about this stock on my live stream recently. So I did buy into this right here on the day it bounced about 10 and 21 day, and this was the slope of the 21 day right there. because they were so close, like, usually I would just wait until it crossed both the 10 and 21 day. And I bought into it, and then the next day it ran up really rampantly in the morning, and when it hit the 50-day line, and I was like, wow, this is a fast move. Usually when there's such a fast move, I like to take some profit, and I did. So good thing I did, because by the end of the day, it gave back all its gains. Let's go look at the intraday chart. So here was the huge move, and then very quickly it came back down, and then it went down lower the next day before bouncing back. Now it's possible the sell-off, the shaken out. Lots of people for sure got shaken out here, especially people who bought on that day. Um, and so now we'll see if it can hold this 10-day level here. If it can and start to move out again, I might take another to try again, because it has proved itself. It has come back from this line. Right now we are seeing, the first test on the 50-day line fell, but doesn't mean it will fail, the next time, right? So we'll watch for that. If there's a bounce again, I might try it again. Halo in the biotech is doing well, hitting new highs. EIX utility electric power is more defensive. We have QFIN slightly pulling back right now under the short-term moving average. GD General Dynamics uptrend in aerospace defense. In general, I think this group is doing okay. Aerospace defense. We have NVO also pulling back slightly. So one stock that I was knocked out, which was my biggest position as of last week, was Lilly. It just, again, the market, I don't know if there was news, but on Friday it just got knocked out really hard here. So here's my first position, took some profit here, and then got stop out right here, and then I bought back in right here and here and here. And this time again, it just got stop out right there, and on a really big down day right here. Now, I still believe this could be a leader, and this is a really one bad day. If it can recover from this and move up again, I will probably start getting back in again. Yeah. We have GFL in the pollution control. It's still in an uptrend. eBay is still in an uptrend. With SAP also pulling back now below short-term moving average. With LB within 1% in the oil and gas exploration. PHG in the uptrend diversified operations. CAE in the uptrend aerospace defense. I show you about Avago in the main market recap video. Please watch that if you would like to see that one being analyzed. With DOCS also coming in the uptrend, computer tech services, PRGS in computer software database, HCA in medical hospitals, FMS medical outpatient care. Then we have AMX in the uptrend as well, and UBS banks coming back to the moving average. We have DRS in aerospace defense and SBRA financial property REIT in uptrend. So yeah, there's not many uptrends as you see as you go down the list. Everything is just being knocked out the park right now in the downtrend. You can see APPF starting to try to move up in the uptrend here. So there's really not many ADMS here, ADMA in biotech. Most of them are really below their moving average. Just a lot of selling in this market pressure. Not a good environment to trade growth stocks. 10 stocks you buy, probably 7 get knocked out within a week. With proper risk management rule. So until something change, let's just be patient. It will come. March has been considered one of the best follow through months. Doesn't mean it will happen this time, but I'm optimistic. If the war news get resolved and in Ukraine, if they come into a peace deal in this coming week, and maybe the tariff stuff will be maybe not as severe as people think, then things will be good. On the other extreme, if the war continues and no peace deal, that will drag more European countries into the war because they want to save Ukraine. And then the tariff news, if on April 2nd and the reciprocal tariff kicks in, and countries want to go into this tariff war and fight, then it will just hurt everyone. It's like a real war basically, but just economically. So then we have both physical war happening in the world, uncertainties, and we have tariff, economic wars, also uncertainties, and this could cause a meltdown for the market. So that's the extreme pessimistic view, and anything could happen. So that's why I said it's best to be patient right now. Cash is king, I believe, at this moment, and at some point this correction will be over, and when that time comes, we will see lots of growth stocks moving, and we wouldn't see just 40 stocks in uptrend. We will see majority of this list will be in uptrend. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.